Los Angeles. Find my asshole brother.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Spin Cycle, and today we're talking about a classic album. That means an album that's 20 years or older, and today we're going to be talking about Bush's album 16 Stone, which was released on December 6th, 1994. One of the icons of my childhood, when I first dabbled in rock music, was a little band called Bush. Now, Bush formed in London in 1992 from the remnants of some other alternative rock bands, and was founded by lead singer guitarist Gavin Rossdale and guitarist Nigel Pulsford. And when they added bassist Dave Parsons and drummer Robin Goodridge, that's when they became the band Bush. Now, despite being founded in 1992, Bush has only released 6 studio albums in 25 years. And that's mainly due to the fact that they broke up in 2002 following 2001's Golden State. Pulsford left the band prior to the official breakup to spend more time with his family, and then when Bush reformed in 2010, Pulsford and Parsons both declined to return. But Chris Traynor, who was Pulsford's original replacement, returned to the band in 2010. And since they reformed, they have released 2 albums, one of which I actually really love, The Sea of Memories. Now, 16 Stone itself almost didn't get released as Bush's debut album. The band recorded the album and had a distributor lined up. However, the executives decided it shouldn't be released, forcing the band to find other jobs at the time. When it was finally released in December of 1994, it took about 6 months before it really started to chart. Everything Zen was the first single, but it picked up steam in America once Come Down and Glycerin started getting more radio play. And those two, along with Machinehead, all charted on the Billboard Hot 100. And Come Down and Machinehead were both featured in the film Fear. The album itself peaked at number 4 on the Billboard 200 and has been certified 6 times platinum, and that means it has sold over 6 million copies since 1994, so definitely a successful album. But the real question we ask, especially with a classic album like this, is how well does it hold up? How well does 16 Stone hold up over time? Is it still a great album, or is it the memory of a great album? Obviously, it saw some major success over the years, and it was an icon of the mid-90s. Grunge and post-grunge was all the rage thanks to bands like Nirvana and Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, all those guys. But today, rock music is much different. Post-grunge is not the dominant force in rock. Pure grunge actually seems to have given way either to alternative metal or pop rock. As for the album itself, individually the songs certainly harkened back to the good old days of the 90s, when Nirvana and Dirt-era Alice in Chains ruled the radio waves. The sound is much more raw than you get with modern rock, even Bush's newer albums. It almost sounds like a garage album. It was recorded at West Side Studios in London, but that was typical of grunge albums from the era, that raw, that echoey sound to it. Now, there is plenty of variety throughout the album. There's some fast songs, some slow songs, all of them fun, and definitely all of them rock. But I will say some of the tracks still are not very strong, and I never felt they were. There are some filler songs stuck amidst absolute crushers. Songs like Swim just never resonated with me, even when I listened to the album back in the 90s. But you still have songs that are absolute classics like Come Down, like Glycerin, like Little Things, all these songs that have endured for a long time. And one thing is absolutely certain, the opening riff of Machinehead is still one of my favorites of all time. Maybe it's nostalgia, but musically it is a strong hook to bring you into that song. It just drags you right into it and it doesn't let go. And of course, every time I hear it, it reminds me of watching the music video for Machinehead on MTV after school. Yeah, kids, believe it or not, MTV used to actually play music. So does it hold up? I would say, for the most part, it does. Despite having some songs that will last forever, the album as a whole suffers from Bush's problem as a band overall. They know how to write some amazing songs. Every album they've done has amazing songs on them, but not enough to fill an entire album. And as memorable as 16 Stone is for me, it's nostalgic for songs like Machinehead and like Come Down. The non-singles, though, like Swim and Alien, never really clicked with me. And today, they haven't aged well. But when the album hits, it is some of the best 90s rock you will ever find. And if greatness is determined by what is memorable, then I would say the hits certainly make it a great album. So, does it hold up? I would say yes. So my top 5 for the week are some other of my favorites from the 1990s. Come As You Are by Nirvana off of Nevermind. I'm not a huge Nirvana fan, but I do love that song. Bulls on Parade by Rage Against the Machine off of Evil Empire. Probably one of the first rock metal songs I ever heard. Fell on Black Days by Soundgarden off of Super Unknown. Great album, great song. 1979 by Smashing Pumpkins off of Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness. This is a slow song, but it's such an awesome song too. And then Wood by Alice in Chains off of Dirt, one of my absolute favorite songs from one of my favorite bands. Let me know what you think about 16 Stone. Do you think it holds up? What is your favorite song from the album? Or is this the first time you've ever even heard of it? And that does it for this episode of Spin Cycle, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. Nice work. Good job. If you like what you saw, you can just go ahead and click that subscribe button for all videos past and future. You can also head over to my website and see all the other stuff that I do, including the books I've written. So go ahead, click stuff.